You ever wake up after 8 full hours of sleep and still feel like you got hit by emotional traffic? Like your body technically rested, but your brain spent the night hosting a panic marathon with zero audience. How is it even possible to sleep and still feel exhausted, as if rest was just another task you failed at? And the wildest part? This might be the most common health crisis no one's actually treating. We've been tricked into thinking sleep is simple. You lie down, close your eyes, and magic happens. But if that were true, half the population wouldn't be walking around like semi-functional zombies with iced coffee IVs. The truth is, your body might sleep, but your brain doesn't always follow. And that gap between rest and restoration, that's where your exhaustion hides. See, what most people call tired is actually a symptom of fragmented sleep, the kind where you clock in but don't clock out refreshed. It's like charging your phone overnight only to find it still stuck at 17%. The weird part is, we normalize it. We call it being an adult, like permanent fatigue is some kind of badge of honor. But chronic tiredness isn't just about not getting enough hours. It's about what happens during those hours. 100 invisible things can disrupt deep sleep, from bad lighting and sneaky caffeine to the unholy grip of your phone. And because we don't recognize those things as actual sabotage, we never fix them. We just get better at surviving them. And here's the kicker. We're not lazy, broken, or defective. We're sleeping through sabotage every night and blaming ourselves for waking up tired. This isn't just a personal issue. It's a cultural blind spot. And the craziest part? Most of us don't even know we're doing it. Not yet. Anyway, let's start with the obvious villain in your sleep story, your phone. Yeah, that innocent little rectangle you swear is just for one last scroll before bed is low-key wrecking your nervous system. You think you're winding down, but you're actually revving up, flashing your brain with dopamine hits, blue light, and other people's chaos right before trying to fall asleep. And then you wonder why your dreams feel like anxiety trailers with no ending. See, your brain has a rhythm and screens break it. The blue light messes with your melatonin like a DJ scratching a record at midnight. Mentally, your phone keeps you alert even when your body is begging to shut down. You're feeding your mind rapid-fire input when it needs calm and stillness. And worst of all, it feels normal. It feels harmless. But night after night, it adds up like emotional credit card debt. And we don't just doom scroll. We micro-stress. You read one weird comment. You see news that ruins your mood. You compare your life to someone else's fake highlight reel while you're literally in your pajamas eating stale cereal. Your brain processes all that is danger. Not consciously, but subconsciously. And it puts your nervous system in high alert mode. Try sleeping deeply while your brain thinks it's being chased by digital wolves. So no, your phone isn't just keeping you awake. It's training your brain to fear stillness, silence, and the present moment. It's turning your bed into a stimulation chamber when it should be your sanctuary. And unless you take it seriously, you'll keep waking up tired and blaming your mattress, your job, or your DNA when the real thief is glowing right in your face. Caffeine is that friend who hypes you up in the moment but quietly ruins your plans later. You sip that late afternoon coffee thinking it'll carry you through your 4 p.m. slump. But what it really does is crash your sleep cycle like an uninvited guest. You tell yourself you're immune to it. You sleep fine after coffee, right? Except what you're calling sleep is really just lying unconscious while your brain jogs in circles all night. Here's the thing most people don't realize. Caffeine doesn't knock you out of sleep entirely. It just blocks the quality kind, the deep stages where your body repairs and your brain resets. That cup you drank at 3 p.m. It still has half its power by 9 p.m. Your body might be horizontal, but your nervous system is buzzing like a neon sign in a motel window. And guess what? That light never turns off until it's too late. We've glamorized caffeine like it's productivity in a mug. But at some point, it stops being fuel and starts being survival. You're not thriving. You're chemically dragging your body across the finish line every day while ignoring the fact that you're running on fumes. And when the crash hits, you don't rest. You reload. Another cup. Another excuse. And the cycle keeps spinning while your sleep keeps suffering. So no, caffeine isn't evil, but it's not harmless either. Especially when it's used to silence what your body is trying to say. If you need 3 cups of coffee just to feel human, that's not energy. That's a warning sign. And unless you break the loop, you'll keep mistaking exhaustion for personality and wondering why rest never actually feels restful. Your body craves rhythm. It runs on cycles, clocks, internal patterns that quietly hold your entire well-being together. But when you go to bed at midnight one night, 2 a.m. the next, and 10:30 when the guilt kicks in, your system starts glitching like a broken GPS. You wake up groggy, not because you didn't get enough sleep, but because your body has no idea what time zone it's supposed to be in. Consistency isn't sexy, but it's powerful. You can't expect your brain to perform miracles when you treat sleep like a slot machine. Sometimes you win, most nights you lose, and you call that normal. But it's not. You're teaching your body that rest is random, unreliable, and optional. And the more chaotic your bedtime routine becomes, the less your body trusts you to take care of it. Think of your sleep schedule like a relationship. Show up late enough times, forget to call it back, constantly cancel plans, and eventually it stops waiting for you. That's what your circadian rhythm is doing. It's not broken. It's just fed up. And when your sleep window is constantly shifting, your brain never fully sinks into rest. It hovers. It floats. It grazes the surface and never goes deep. The fix isn't complicated, but it is inconvenient. Pick a sleep time. Stick to it, even on weekends. Even when your phone begs you for just one more scroll. It's not about being perfect. It's about giving your body a chance to trust the pattern again. Because real rest doesn't come from how long you sleep. It comes from how steady you are when you show up for it. You know that moment when you're exhausted, but you just don't go to bed? Like your body's pleading for rest, but your brain decides now's the perfect time to scroll, snack, or rewatch an old show you've already seen 5 times. That's not laziness. That's something called revenge bedtime procrastination. And it's your brain's quiet protest against a day that never felt like yours. All day long, you gave your energy to tasks, people, problems, obligations. And by the time you're finally alone, it feels like the first moment that belongs to you. So you stay up. You linger in that freedom even when it costs you sleep. Because deep down, the thought of ending a day that never refueled you feels wrong. You're not delaying sleep. You're reclaiming time. Just ... in the most self-destructive way possible. The irony is brutal. You stay up to feel free, but wake up feeling trapped in a fog of exhaustion. You think those extra hours at night are rest, but they're really resistance. And the cycle is vicious. You start each day depleted, pour yourself out again, then try to recover with a few scraps of midnight rebellion that only make things worse. It's not indulgence. It's burnout in disguise. The shift starts with one simple, hard truth. You don't need more screen time. You need more joy in your actual day. Make room for tiny pleasures before 10 p.m. Say no to one thing that drains you. Take back time in the daylight, so you're not stealing it from the night. Because revenge feels powerful in the moment, but healing feels better in the morning. Your bedroom should feel like a sanctuary, but for most of us, it feels more like a waiting room for anxiety. There's noise, clutter, blinking lights, half-folded laundry, and the soft glow of some forgotten charger in the corner. You lie down and expect your brain to unwind, but your environment is already sending the opposite message. It's saying alert, not rest. It's saying you're not safe to power down yet. Light pollution is one thing. The blue standby light from your TV, the glowing clock, the hallway lamp you never turn off. It all signals to your brain that it's still daytime. Your sleep hormones don't stand a chance when every corner of your room is whispering, "Stay awake." Add to that the buzzing phone, the street noise, the ticking fan blade you swore you'd fix 2 weeks ago. And now your nervous system is listening for danger instead of drifting into dreams. But the chaos isn't just external. The clutter you see before bed is a to-do list in disguise. That pile of clothes isn't just laundry, it's guilt. That half-read book, those unopened envelopes, that chair you keep meaning to clear off, they all speak to your brain in the language of unfinished tasks. And it listens, loudly. Even when your body is silent, your environment keeps shouting. Start small. Clear one surface. Unplug one light. Silence one source of distraction. Turn your room from a storage closet into a retreat. It doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be peaceful. Your body is trying to rest. Give it a space that whispers, "It's okay to let go now." Because your room is either helping you heal or quietly keeping you tired. You might think you're just lying in bed, waiting for sleep. But really, you're hosting a mental interrogation at midnight, cross-examining every awkward thing you've ever said since middle school. Your body is still, but your mind is sprinting, dragging you through loops of what-ifs and should-haves. And you call it overthinking, but let's call it what it really is. It's stress, unprocessed, unspoken, and quietly hijacking your rest. We've been taught to ignore stress until it screams. So instead of feeling it during the day, it waits. And when the lights go off, it shows up in full volume. You start planning conversations that haven't happened, worrying about problems you haven't faced, and playing mental Tetris with every task you didn't finish. And while you lie there trying to sleep, your nervous system is still at work, scanning for threats that only exist in your imagination. That's the thing no one tells you. Your brain can't tell the difference between real danger and mental rehearsal. So when you worry in bed, your body gets the same signals as if something were actually wrong. Your muscles stay tight, your heart rate hovers, and your breath never fully slows down. You're technically in bed, but your system is still standing guard, waiting for the alarm that never comes. The solution isn't to force calm. It's to give your mind a landing place before you even get to bed. Journal something messy. Talk it out. Try breathing exercises that actually send a signal to your body that the war is over for today. You don't have to fix every problem tonight. You just have to stop carrying it with you into the dark. Because sleep is not a reward for finishing everything. It's a refuge you deserve, even with things left undone. You say you're fine because it's easier. It rolls off the tongue quicker than the truth and keeps conversations light, safe, forgettable. But deep down, you know you're not fine. You're exhausted in a way that sleep alone doesn't touch. The kind of tired that feels like a heavy coat you can't take off, no matter how long you lie down or how quiet the room gets. And the world makes it worse by applauding your ability to function. You go to work. You answer texts. You laugh at the right moments. On the outside, you pass as okay. But inside, you're stretching every bit of energy just to hold the pieces together. You tell yourself it's just a busy week, a rough patch, maybe a funk. But deep down, your body knows this isn't temporary. It's a pattern you've normalized. We've been taught to hide our tired, to mask the numbness with humor, to dress burnout up in productivity, to package pain in polite replies. So you scroll through memes that make fun of how dead inside you feel, and it gets laughs because everyone relates. But underneath the joke is a plea, a question you're afraid to ask out loud. What if this doesn't go away? What if this is just who I am now? But here's the truth. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You're leaking energy through invisible cracks that have never been addressed. And pretending you're fine doesn't make them heal. It just lets them grow. Sleep can only help you if you stop denying the weight you're carrying. And healing begins the moment you stop saying you're fine when your soul is clearly whispering that you're not. You were never meant to be this tired. Not all the time. Not deep down in your bones where even joy feels too heavy to lift. Somewhere along the way, exhaustion became your baseline and sleep became a chore instead of a sanctuary. But that version of you, the one who wakes up clear, energized, and connected to the day, still exists. You haven't lost them. They're just buried under layers of habits, pressure, and quiet self-neglect. This isn't about perfection. You don't need a 10-step bedtime ritual or a Himalayan salt lamp that syncs with the moon. What you need is to stop betraying your own rest. Stop treating tired like a personality trait. Start giving your body the rhythm, space, and respect it's been begging for. Because sleep isn't a luxury you earn when everything's done. It's a foundation for everything you hope to do. You're not weak for needing more rest. You're not lazy for wanting silence. You're a human being in a world that forgot how much we're all carrying and how vital it is to put it down. When you start protecting your sleep, even just a little, everything begins to shift. Your thoughts get clearer. Your mood softens. Your days stop feeling like uphill battles and start resembling something closer to life. So here's your invitation. Reclaim your nights. Redefine what rest looks like. Let sleep be more than just escape. Let it be restoration. Not next week, not when things calm down, but tonight. Choose one thing to change, one thing to release, one act of care that tells your body, I see you, I hear you, and I'm finally ready to rest for real.